Logical morning, everyone. Welcome to Vidhigya presents the Hindu newspaper analysis. Today's session will have following segments. First, overview of today's newspaper. Second, must-know topics and explanation. And third, quiz time with 5 important questions. So, starting with the first segment, that is overview of today's newspaper. The first topic here is India is engaged with all parties on Ukraine, says Foreign Secretary. So nearly around 18,000 students are struck in Ukraine, which is being invaded by Russia. So that is why India is engaged with all parties on Ukraine in order to evacuate Indian citizens. Along with this, there are other news that about India's abstention in UNSC, and now the voting will take place in UNGA that we'll discuss in our later topics. So this is the first topic. The second topic is the anatomy of India's Ukraine dilemma. So this topic we'll discuss in detail in our explained section. So the topic talks about that what India did in UNSC, that India abstained from voting, and why India abstained from voting up India's strategic autonomy in India, China, Russia, and India, US axis. So we'll discuss that in detail. This is topic a testing vote. India has good reasons to abstain, but might have to revisit its stance if conflict worsens. So in UNSC voting, India abstained. India abstained from voting. So this is what saying that what was perhaps more disappointing for the Western coalition was that it was unable to move India from its consistent position of abstention. So India did not vote neither in favor nor in against. India's abstention from UNSC Resolution 2 was perhaps a foregone conclusion. PM Narendra Modi's decision to take a call from Putin before the vote indicated that India would not take any stand against USA. So there is nothing much. It only talks about that India abstained from voting, and Western coalition could not force India to vote against Russia, and India remained autonomous. India took its decision based on its autonomy, based on its strategic autonomy and strategic interest, and not on the principles of international law. A day to embody the true spirit of science. This topic is too technical, and there's nothing much that can be asked from this topic. What is important is the government is organizing a science week, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, as a prelude to National Science Day on February 28, that commemorates C.V. Raman's discovery on light scattering. So you have to remember 28 Feb. That is Science Day, National Science Day, on the birth anniversary of Sir C.V. Raman. So in one of our explained session, we'll discuss about National Science Day and C.V. Raman. So from this topic, you have to remember about this much. So this topic talks about India must not allow mushrooming of medical colleges without trained faculty of infrastructure. So Indian Prime Minister yesterday in a speech said that because of too many Indian students are in Ukraine pursuing medical education and now stuck. So India said rather than going to smaller nations for pursuing medical education, Prime Minister has asked the private sector to step in to open up more medical facilities in India so that Indian students can be trained and taught in India. So this article cautions India's approach in medical facilities. It says it's not only about creating infrastructure. The infrastructure required dedicated facilities, labs, and other assistance. Not mere creating buildings is not sufficient. So we must ensure that it does not become a engineering college. Like as we see, the engineering colleges are mushrooming everywhere. In every city, you will find one or two engineering college. So this is what this article says. We need a very cautious approach while opening new medical college, because medical is an expert field and requires scientific innovation and scientific experience and scientific practical knowledge. So that is why it is not just going and creating infrastructure. Rather, we need a more cautious approach so that this new medical college does not mushroom like the engineering college. So this is related to UP election, tackling the plastic pollution. So it talks about that A report released by UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, last year estimated the emission of plastic waste into aquatic system may triple by 2040. May triple by 2040 if the meaningful action is not taken. Thus, the UN Assembly meeting in February March 22 may finalize a way forward for global cooperation. So when this meeting will take place, we will discuss. As of now, it's mere opinion. So because of what is the issue with plastic pollution, so the plastic through your sewerage, then through rivers, and through the ocean, it goes into ocean, and these plastic are not easily decomposable, so it goes into oceans, and the small fishes and ocean creatures eat these plastics and then they die. So because the large number of fishes are dying, so it is affecting India's population dependent on marine India's population dependent on fisheries sector for their livelihood. So this is one major problem that India is facing. And apart from that, it is a threat to biological diversity. It is a threat to biological diversity as well. Therefore, it calls for an action in order to in order to reduce the marine pollution, and especially the plastic pollution. So this is all related to same India Ukraine. Indian students coming from Ukraine, India to face tough choice at UNGA. That's this topic we'll discuss. This topic also we will discuss. So, 8 fishermen held by Sri Lankan Navy. So, this topic earlier we have discussed that Indian fishermen goes into the area of Sri Lanka in order to catch fishes, and later they are apprehended by Sri Lankan Navy. So, there need to be a joint working group. There is a joint working group, and that needs to conduct a meeting and discuss the further outcomes, that what, because this has been a regular phenomena for Indian fishermen. So it is because this Tamil Nadu fishermen, because in Indian side there is a lack of fishes, so they, in order to go for more fishes, enter into Sri Lankan jurisdiction, and then they are apprehended. So there needs to be a conclusive dialogue between both the countries to ensure that what can be done further in order to avoid such instances on a regular basis. So Ukraine agrees to meet Russia for talks on Belarusian border. So it is also about Ukraine, Russia, that Ukraine has agreed to talk with Russia. So when that talk will happen, we'll discuss. West unleashes swift bans, more harsh blow on Moscow. So this topic, along with one more topic, we will discuss in our explain session. So we have discussed about Iran's nuclear negotiator returns to Vienna for talks. So we have discussed about Vienna talk. Vienna talk. Vienna talks is between P5 nations, that is US, UK, Japan, US, UK, China, France, and Russia. And here it is Germany and then Iran. So it is related to Iran's nuclear program. Nuclear program. Iran's nuclear program and Western sanction on Iran. Western sanction on Iran. So when this talk will happen, when there will be final conclusion, then we will discuss what's the conclusion and what's the way forward. So this topic, exclusion from SWIFT, what entails, this we will discuss in our second segment, that is most important topics. So starting with our discussion on the important topics. So the article that will be discussed is the anatomy of India-Ukraine's dilemma. India to face tough choices at UNG, DRDO, Safran to develop engine for aircraft, exclusion from SWIFT, what it entails. The first topic is autonomy of India's Ukraine dilemma. So this we will discuss. The first thing we will discuss, in the UNSC resolution that was initiated, it failed because Russia vetoed the resolution, and China, India, and UAE abstained from voting. In UNSC, we have discussed there are 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. These are selected for a 2 years term. And these 5 permanent members are US, UK, France, China, Russia. And these 5 have veto power. The resolution that was initiated at 8979, UNSC resolution, UNSC resolution 8979. So in this topic, we'll talk about that what was India's approach in relation to Ukraine-Russia conflict, and what is about India's approach towards Russia, that why India did not vote in favor of Russia. So we'll discuss. So the article says there are understandable reason for India's subtle pro-Russia position, because India did not condemn this and neither voted against Russia. So it says it's a pro-Russia position. Let me put it this way: an aggressive Russia. So why this is the position of India? So it says that aggressive Russia is a problem for USA and the West and not for India. So aggressive Russia is not a problem for India. It is a problem for USA and West. And North Atlantic NATO expansion is Russia's problem, and NATO expansion is Russia's problem, not India. So in both way, aggressive Russia and NATO expansion is not problem for India. Is not a problem for India. India's problem is China, and it needs both the West and Russia to deal with China problem. So India's problem is China, and for that it needs both USA and West on the one side, and it also needs Russia. So this is what this article says. So herein lies the dilemma for India. New Delhi needs Moscow's assistance to manage its continental difficulties, be it through defense supplies, helping it return. It says that there is a dilemma for India, that New Delhi needs Moscow, that is Russia's assistance to manage its continental difficulties, be it through defense supplies, helping in return to Central Asia, working together at Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or exploring opportunities for collaboration in Afghanistan. Russia, to put it rather bluntly, is perhaps India's only partner of consequences in entire Asian continental stretch. So Russia is important for India in continental area, because defense supplies, reaching Central Asia, and then cooperation in Shanghai Cooperation Organization and cooperation in Afghanistan. So in continental area, Russia is important for India. On the other hand, when it comes to vast maritime sphere, the Indo-Pacific to be precise, Russia is not of a great consequence to India. So when it comes to Indo-Pacific, that is marine area, Russia is not important. Russia is not of great significance to India. So this is what it says. That is where its American and Western partners come into play. India is simply not in a position to address China challenge in the maritime space without the active support of American and Western navies, of course. So it says in maritime sphere, India need Western support, and in continental sphere, India need Russian support. That is why India is in dilemma. So in one side it needs Russia, and one side it needs USA and West, because India is trying to counter China. India's enemy is not aggressive Russia or not expansionist NATO. Rather, India's threat is aggressive China. That is why it needs Russia in continental area and USA and West in USA and European countries in maritime area. That said, war on Ukraine could have major implications for India's strategic calculus. However, this war would certainly have some implications on India. For one, Russia's action in Ukraine, dismissing the concerns for rest of international community, including US, will no doubt embolden China's territorial ambition. So the way Russia is being aggressive and violating international principles, this will also embolden China's ambition, which is also aggressive and trying to increase its territory. So as we have seen that in Russia, China's aggression in Indian Indo-China border. So this will embolden China's strength. This will embolden China's power. Second, the new sanction regime may have implications for India's defense cooperation with Moscow. The economic sanctions that are imposed on Russia will have some sort of implications for India-Russia defense partnership, India-Russia defense, because Russia is a major supplier. Russia supplies majority of defense products to India, so it will have implication of India-Russia defense side. Third, the longer the standoff lasts, the closer China and Russia could become. The longer this will happen, because China is a supporter of Russia, so this China and Russia axis will come close, and it will affect India. It will affect India's position. because India needs China, India needs Russia to counter China, and because of this conflict, Russia and China are coming closer, which certainly does not help India. Finally, there are more severe US rivalry becomes, the less focus there would be in Indo-Pacific and China, which is in India's interest. So if the US-Russia rivalry will increase, then US's focus on Indo-Pacific and China will decrease. So this is also not in interest of India. So these are the four points which are concerns for India due to the ongoing Ukraine-Russia crisis. Now the next article is India to face tough choices at United Nations General Assembly. So after abstaining from, so we have discussed about United Nations. There are 6 organs. One is UN General Assembly, Secretariat, Trusteeship Council, UNSC, United Nations Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, and then you have International Court of Justice. So after UN came into existence in 1945. So after abstaining from UNSC resolution 897, so India abstained from voting in UNSC resolution 8979, which condemning Russia's action in Ukraine on Saturday. India faces more difficult choices with the USA and European-led coalition now pushing for a vote at UNGA aimed at isolating Russia. So now the USA and West forcing India to vote against Russia in United Nations General Assembly. So the USA and European countries leading the diplomatic charge against Russia are hopeful of gaining a large majority in 193-member UNGA, given that more than 80 countries co-sponsored resolution and have been working with phones to convince others to vote along with them. So now it will be a difficult choice for India, and we will see what India's position is. Another thing that we got to know from here in UNGA, when there are 193 members. So this US and Western allies are taking this position that they are planning, they are hoping for getting a majority when it comes to vote against Russia and UNGA. India's position become important, and we have discussed why India is not in favor of condemning or voting against Russia, that we have discussed in previous article. So we will discuss that. So here you have to remember Russia condemning UNSC resolution condemning Russia is 8979. UNGA members, there are 193. We have discussed about UN 90. It came into 1945. There are 6 principal organs. We have discussed about UNSC also, 5 permanent, 10 non-permanent members. India has thus far refrained from supporting any resolution criticizing Russia, but officials said India's growing concerns over the humanitarian crisis and Indian student caught in the in the crossfire in Ukraine could find a mention in the new resolution which could invite a rethink. So it says till now India did not condemn Russia or did not vote in against Russia. However, due to the humanitarian crisis, due to the humanitarian that civilians are being killed, and India's own student around 18,000 struck in Ukraine. So this could might force India to rethink its approach, rethink its strategy. So we'll discuss when this voting will happen. Then next article, DRDO Safran to develop engine for aircraft. So India and France are close to concluding a deal, likely in the next couple of months, for the joint development 125 kilonewton engine for the indigenous 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft. So first thing you have to remember, 125 kilonewton engine for indigenous fifth generation advanced medium combat aircraft, which is under development. So the collaboration is between the DRDO and French engine maker Safran. So collaboration between DRDO and Safran. This is the Indian organization. This is France. So you have to remember, when it comes to, they'll ask in question exam that along with which of the following company India is collaborating in order to make engine for advanced medium combat aircraft. So this is France, and 125 kilonewton for advanced medium combat aircraft, which is 5th generation, indigenously developed. The initial design of AMCA started way back in 2009 and is envisaged as twin-engine stealth aircraft with internal weapon bay, which has been developed for the first time, and for which the design internal development bay, there are, for example, in any aircraft, you will see the weapons outside that under this belly, and when then there is a closed cover, then in belly there is a cover, and inside which there are weapons are hidden. This is under weapon bay, which has been developed. So once the agreement is concluded with France, development of the aircraft as well engine will progress steadily to meet timeline. So here you just have to remember India, France collaborating on making engines, DRDO and Safran 120, DRDO and Safran 125 kilonewton for AMCA. So it is AMCA fifth generation indigenously developed aircraft. So now this is important topic, exclusion from SWIFT and what it entails. So USA and its Western allies along with other countries have imposed, have excluded some of Russia's bank from SWIFT transaction system because of Russia's invasion in Ukraine. So then we'll discuss about SWIFT. What is SWIFT? So this is news, the US, Europe, and several other Western nations are moving to exclude Russia from Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So first thing, SWIFT full form, SWIFT. That is Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. An international network for banks to facilitate smooth money transaction globally. To facilitate smooth money transaction. It is for money transaction. This could be the strongest economic sanction against Russia over its military moves in Ukraine, as it will potentially cut off the country from receiving international payment. So it will cut off Russia from receiving international payments. So it will affect Russia's trade. That's why in one of the articles earlier, in one of the previous section, we have discussed that India is looking to trade with Russia in terms of rupees. So India is mulling this option that India can trade with Russia in terms of rupees instead of dollar. So about SWIFT. SWIFT is a messaging network used by banks and financial institutions. So first thing, it is a messaging network. It is a messaging network used by banks and financial institutions globally for quick and faultless exchange of information pertaining to financial transactions. The headquarter of SWIFT is in Belgium. So this you have to remember, it's in Belgium. Connects more than 11,000 banking and securities organizations over 200 countries and territories. So this is, you have to remember, headquartered in Belgium. It's a messaging network used by banks and financial institutions for exchange of information pertaining to financial transactions. So now we'll discuss how this works. So each participant on the finance. So on SWIFT, there are banks and financial institutions. It assigned a unique 8-digit SWIFT code. So these are assigned 8-digit unique SWIFT code or a bank identification code. If a person, say in New York with a Citibank account, wants to send money to someone with an HSBC account in London, the payee would have to submit his bank, the London-based beneficiary's account number, along with 8-digit SWIFT code of latter's bank. So if A wants to send to B, so A has to send his bank detail, his bank account number, along with, and the London, and this B's bank account number along with B's 8-digit SWIFT code. Then Citi would then send a SWIFT message to HSBC, New York with the Citibank. Then Citi would then send a SWIFT message. Then the Citibank would send a SWIFT message to HSBC. And so once that is received and approved, when for example Citi here, HSBC, so Citi will send this SWIFT. Citi will submit the details related to A's. Here is A, here is B. A's bank detail, B is the bank detail, and B's SWIFT code. Then what will happen? The Citibank would then send a SWIFT message to HBSC. The Citi will send a SWIFT message to HBSC after receiving this SWIFT code. Once this HSBC receive and approve this, the money would be credited to required account. Then the money from Citi to HSBC would be credited. SWIFT is merely a platform that sends messages and does not hold any securities or money. It provides standardized and reliable communication. So it is only a communication. It does not involve transaction of money. It does not involve transaction of money. It is a mere communication. So when the message is communicated from Citibank to HPFC, then such and such amount of money to be credited to you from this account to this account. And when through that message, when HSBC approved this, and after receiving approved this, then the Citibank from A's account transfer this money to B's account in HSBC. So this is how it works. It's not a transaction platform per se, that it does not involve money transaction. It is a message platform. So the SWIFT oversight form was established in 2012. So what happens if a country is excluded from the most participatory financial facilitating platform? Its foreign funding would take a hit, making it entirely reliant on domestic investors. So the foreign funding will affect. So when Russia is excluded from this, the Russian bank and Russia's financial institution will be affected, because now there will be no secure communication from, for example, A to B, because of exclusion from SWIFT platform. So it will affect its funding. It will affect financial transaction of Russia. That's why US and Western countries are excluding some of important Russia's bank from SWIFT platform. So as of now, certain Iranian banks were out from system in 2018 despite resistance from several countries in Europe. So as of now, certain Iranian banks are excluded from SWIFT because of US sanction, because US imposed sanction on Iran due to its nuclear program on which Vienna talks are going on. So this is all about SWIFT platform. So time for 5 important questions based off our discussion. So question number 1, which of the following is a UN resolution condemning Russia's invasion in Ukraine? Your options are 8999, 8959, 8899, 8979. The correct option is 8979. And 3 countries abstained: India, China, and UAE. Russia vetoed this resolution. Russia used its veto power, and resolution failed. Question 2. Safran is the engine making company from which of the following countries? Your options are Russia, France, USA, none of the above. The correct option is France. Which Indian organization is collaborating with Safran for co-development of engine for AMCA for India? Your options are ISRO, DRDO, both of the above, neither A nor B. The correct option is DRDO. India's organization DRDO along with Safran co-developing engine for AMCA, that is 125 kilonewton engine. AMCA is the 5th generation indigenously developed aircraft, started in 2009. So banks from which country have been excluded from SWIFT transaction platform? So as of now, banks from which countries have been excluded? Your options are Israel, Iran, Pakistan, India. The correct option is in Iran. That is in 2018 after the US imposed sanctions on Iran. Question number 5 and the last question. UNGA has how many members? We have discussed about United Nations General Assembly. So it is how many members? 193, 183, 173, none of the above. The correct option is 193. So that's all for this session. Stay logical with Vidya, your best pal in CLAT Preps. Thank you.